Hey, we're back again. This is episode 8 of the Unapologetic Gentlemen. Just getting back from holiday. And
Yo, you're not gonna call it a holiday.
Yeah,
like
holidays.
That. You're not gonna call it a holiday like that. We do not live in Europe, son. We do not live
it was
in
the
Europe.
holidays.
It was the holidays.
We do not live
Christmas,
in Europe.
Christmas Eve, New Year's.
We just
New
got back
Year's
from
Eve.
vacation. We're not on holidays.
He's tired of you
On
being
holidays,
bougie, bro.
It's that Manchester United jersey.
The holidays.
It's that fucking Manchester United jersey.
The holidays have
you
passed.
Fucking Manchester United jersey. You know, we're on the holidays.
And we're back.
On the fucking holidays.
Horse riding school.
Obviously.
Not to mention that shit around the corner.
Obviously, a lot of stuff has happened since our last episode. And, you know, all the Trumpsters who said on January 6th that Trump was going to be reelected, that was a lie. And now we had this Capitol Hill debacle. What are you guys' thoughts on the Capitol Hill and you know, people comparing it to Black Lives Matter protests and you know, people being in denial on the Republican conservative side about what happened.
I have friends and family that are Trumpsters, man, and it's funny because these are some of the smartest individuals that I know, but this shit is crazy how polarizing Trump is, man, and how much of a cult-like feeling it has. I've talked to some individuals, man, and even them, man, they believe the Trump tweets, the Trump lies. They believe all of that, man, about the whole getting the machines and having them forensic confiscated and tested and all this type of stuff. And even so, man, I've had conversations with people where they literally would back Trump if he deployed the military so that they can have a fair election and make sure the votes were counted properly and stuff like that. So it's crazy to me. It's insane.
I mean, I don't think Trump doesn't have that power to just deploy the military.
He does. If he wanted to, he could.
You have to go through chain of commands.
No, he could do that.
This has to go through chain of commands. There's no way somebody can just deploy the fucking military on whatever the hell they want.
But that's why he was putting a lot of the people in position to make sure that they were Trumpsters to do his bidding if he decided to go that route.
But a lot of those people resigned.
There's a chain of
after everything that started happening.
Oh man, you can't do that. That's not.
Yeah, he's the commander in chief. It
doesn't make a difference. There still goes through
probably in his scope of power, though.
It to some degree, and then there's other people who have to decide on this. This is not just one man makes the decision on what the military does at his fucking command. That's never been the case.
So
that's never.
So
been
let
the
me
case.
ask you if it's not the case, then why do you think? Because we've seen the pictures of when Black Lives Matter were protesting on Capitol Hill and how the whole National Guard was out there in full gear
because
it's black and brown people. That's the difference.
That's literally just trying.
But my point is that command probably came from him. No?
Yeah, but that's
yes, correct.
That's to protect and order. That's for protection and for order. To literally tell the United States military, oh no, we're going to overthrow the government.
Oh, I'm sure a whole bunch of people would have told him.
This is a whole completely different thing.
But
this goes through a chain of command as well, and I'm pretty sure that chain of command is simply, there's rioting, and there's rioting in the streets. There's protests in the streets. They're not safe. That's a chain of command. I'm pretty sure everyone up under that chain of command who had to check yes or no on that box could check yes or no on that box reasonably. But you sit here to say he's going to deploy the government to overthrow the government.
No, I mean I don't ever think that was going to happen.
But here's the crazy part, though. If let's just say Joey, Trumpsters were willing to back that. That's how cult-like
because a lot
this
of
shit
them
is.
believe that
it was an unfair election.
It was an unfair election, but that was proven wrong because the FBI did an investigation. So, and then it went to Supreme Courts, and they failed in that realm too. So, I mean, people can say it's this, it's that, it's the liberal media, but at the end of the day, you can't argue with facts, data, and statistics. And those things came back that was a lie.
The number one thing that I've been hearing about the whole riot at the Capitol was that it was Antifa. That to me was, and I can see that Antifa can instigate it and kind of get stuff rolling, but at some point, a lot of Trumpsters have to start taking accountability, man. Because every time something goes left or goes wrong, they have a different excuse flying from different angles. and it all fits their narrative perfectly, which is what's hilarious to me.
But the great thing about the internet and video is all those claims of, oh, this person was this, the guy that was dressed up in the like moose, fur
the
moose
horns
thing,
and stuff,
like
yeah.
no, he was directly connected to a liberal, a conservative organization that had nothing to do with Antifa. I'm sure there were people from Antifa out there,
Of course,
but we know that.
But Trumpsters don't want to take no accountability for that, man.
No accountability,
which is insane to me.
It doesn't fit their narrative. You use what fits your narrative. And that's what they do, and that's what it's been doing. That's what Democrats do.
Now, what if that was a bunch of people that look like us?
So
it
that's,
wouldn't have been.
But that's what I want to ask.
How would that have looked?
A lot of my
we just seen it a few months ago.
Conservative acquaintances have told me that, well, you guys should have had the same energy for the Black Lives Matter protest. But my question to them, my response to them was, you gotta, yes, rioting and looting is bad, right? Everyone can agree to that.
Correct.
But right, in the form of a protest, right, you had Black Lives Matter protesting for the injustice against black people in the form of police brutality, which you can believe or not believe the statistics, the data, whatever, right? But this was over years, decades, centuries, right, coming, right? That's the difference between you guys, when I say you guys, Trump supporters protesting over an election being stolen. Right, we have hundreds of years of data of us not being treated well, and you're comparing that to a one-off instance of. And the crazy thing is, I remember all these people saying, "Well, when Trump wins again, you're not. Well, if Trump loses, you're not going to see anyone from the Republican side protesting. We all have jobs. This, that. Look, no one had a job that day, though.
You know what the irony? You know what the irony?
No one had a job that day.
They act as if most of their base isn't poor. Like they come from there's a, I don't want to say poor. There's a
lower class
society. There's a base that's there. That's a lower class society. Don't act like it's just all liberals. Like, you gotta be kidding me. But I mean, it's just people being people, man.
Dave Chappelle said it in one of his skits. He said it best. When he was in line, he said he was voting, and he said he had a bunch of, like, he said this is exactly what he said. He said, I had a bunch of white trash people around me in line to vote, and they were like, yeah, Donald Trump has our back. And he goes, our back? He has my back. I'm rich. So that's the reality of it.
That's the God honest truth.
The irony for me, though, about the Capitol riot is all the people that were against the Black Lives Matter movement and saying Blue Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. There was a police officer that died out there. So the hypocrisy.
But I've seen tons of excuses for that,
the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is insane, and a lot of times, and I understand that people want to paint the picture to where, you know, it paints them in a good light, but it's just a lot of hypocrisy, man, and it sucks that our society has come down to that, man, where it just comes down to either gender, race, and all that stuff like that. Like, we need to start thinking of ourselves as just humanity, and I don't know, man. It's just one of those subjects, man, where it just pisses me off, the hypocrisy. And when I have arguments with people, and I don't even want to call it arguments, because an argument is when you get emotional with people, I stay logical when I have conversations with Trumpsters, and that's one thing that I've noticed that a lot of them can't do. It's a lot of emotion when you talk politics, religion, and stuff like that.
And the thing is, too, like, what this has shown me is, like, there's a clear difference between people who are Republicans and conservatives and Trumpsters, right? Because most of the people I know that aren't necessarily Trumpsters but voted for Trump because they were Republicans, a lot of those people were willing to admit that this shit was a travesty. Right? Now, then you have...
Willing to admit that what was a travesty?
The Capitol Hill thing. Now, but then you have that Trump, like, that cult following, because he has a cult following of people.
Yeah, but those same people are willing to admit that that's a travesty, but they're not willing to admit that he lost the election. Like,
no, but I think some of those people are willing to admit that he lost the election. I think some of those people. I think a lot of those people. You start to see now. A lot of politicians are disassociating themselves with Trump, because I think a lot of those people, like, will be happy to see the back of Trump.
There's like 5.
I'm just saying.
There's like 5.
Those,
you
some
gotta
of
be
those
kidding
people
me. 5? No.
Listen,
what do you guys think the outcome's going to be? You think he gets convicted from his impeachment?
No.
I don't.
You don't think he gets convicted?
No.
I think he gets convicted.
No chance.
I think
I'll be shocked.
I really think he gets convicted.
Because I can't.
No chance.
Yeah, his rhetoric is dangerous and things like that, but, like, I'm not he's not saying the right things, but I'm not willing to blame the whole situation just on Donald Trump.
He wasn't. If he was way more direct about it, then yeah, I would understand that. But it wasn't a direct let's storm the Capitol.
I really think he's going to get convicted, man. I think for 10 Republicans to vote yay against him and say, yeah, let's impeach him, all they need is 17. So if 7 more Republicans,
you're not going to get 7 more.
That's a tough one. Like, I would have a hard time. What do you guys think about Donald Trump and a lot of these conservative organizations being banned from Twitter, Facebook, all these social media? Because that's one of the biggest things. Even
the freedom of speech is what they're saying.
The freedom of speech thing.
It's not freedom of speech.
We know it's not, right? But what do you guys think about?
They're privately owned businesses.
Of course, but I personally, like, first of all, the damage has been done from him. So for you guys to say, oh yeah, we're gonna block him 20 days before
you're saying
the
too little,
power
too late.
changes, like that's just lip service.
Yeah, but
right?
I don't think that's necessarily lip service. He was literally the leader of the nation. He was literally a leader of the free nation. You can't necessarily being privately owned United States companies, you can't literally ban the president.
Well, you can, because you just did it.
You can, but he's basically on his way.
Of course,
out.
I think it's politically expedient for them to do it.
Of course, it's like,
because if he would have got reelected, there's no way they would have been.
They wouldn't have done it.
No way.
No, they would have been too scared.
I don't agree with.
I don't think it's scared.
I don't agree with
because he can retaliate with
that, but I don't know if it's necessarily scared. I don't think in the United States, I don't think a privately owned company that's such widespread over social media could necessarily ban the active president.
Yeah. I don't like them banning these companies and these organizations. I like to see where people stand.
For
me,
any
personally.
smart individual would have seen.
I'm all in favor of them banning it. I'm all in favor of it. Like, you just get these groups and these people get together and they have this animosity over other people, over gender, over race, over XYZ.
Which is their right to do so.
It's their right to do so, but we're not. You shouldn't, as a publicly traded company in good faith, you shouldn't create these groups and pockets where people can find that and be able to retaliate. And use that information. Because I don't think
the argument I hear from conservatives is that, one, the media has a liberal bias. Two, all these companies, the Twitters, Facebooks, Instagram, all these companies, social media companies have also a liberal bias. So, like, for them, you guys are sheeps. You believe you guys have heard that. You believe everything that's being said, because they think that, like, there's an agenda against Republican values. So I feel like when you ban these type of organizations, it has people take an even harder stance that were already against the way that these companies do business in the first place.
I think it definitely has people take harder stance. But again, there's not one place you can find it and easily find this information if you remove it from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these places. If you remove that from these platforms, there's not a place that some lost kid can find it, easily find it, per se. And I think that, as we all know, media and social media kind of drive the narrative in our society today. If we're taking away those opportunities, it's less likely to be driven. And I guess I can understand why a conservative would say, we're sheep, and they're trying to,
the thing is with the whole Twitter ban with Donald Trump, man, is I really believe that with psychology, if you keep telling a lie, eventually people are going to start to believe it. And I think that's where Twitter was like, this, he literally was tweeting every hour, every 2 hours. Stolen election.
Well, even before that, they started doing fact checks and Facebook started actively taking things down that were just lies.
I think that's
how I knew a lot of people that they were reposting things like, oh, Facebook took that, but like they're taking it down because they know it's a fallacy, like it's not true. So they're like they've become more proactive.
You know what the funny thing about all of this is that 4 years ago when Donald Trump got elected, man, any logical individual would know that was a mistake for the U.S. to have him. And I know plenty of my Latino and Black friends that voted for him because they make good money, and they were like, bro, he's going to help me make more money and all this and that. 4 years ago, I was disappointed that Donald Trump got elected president, man. Fast forward 4 years to today, I'm excited he got elected because now they lost the Senate. They lost the House of Representatives, and they lost the White House. So it was probably the best thing that ever happened to Democrats.
Did he accidentally make America great again?
Yes, he did.
in my opinion. But whatever.
Yeah, who could have foreseen that come? It's crazy that this lady, Stacey,
He really made America great again.
Lost the election, and then turned the whole state of Georgia blue.
Ooh, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
She's the real MVP right now. People need to realize that.
Impactful person ever to lose election in modern.
She's the MVP.
Politicians. She has to be. Because who would have ever thought that Georgia would be blue?
They're saying that she might run for governor. They're saying, right?
Hey, if I'm Joe Biden, like she has to be in my cabinet. I'm putting her in my. She may not want to be, but like I'm definitely extending the offer. Hey, Stacey, what would you like to do, and what's your price?
Yeah,
I need you.
She did that, man.
She did.
I heard for the last few years, man. She was going to different door to door and just doing all kinds of stuff to give.
Listen, when I hear
the
women
black
talk
vote
about
power,
black girl
man.
magic, listen, that was real black girl magic. That was black girl magic.
She was on a mission. She was on a mission.
She was on a mission.
She was on a mission.
And most people, when they take a defeat, they just go tuck tail and keep it moving. Like she was going door to door.
I don't know the exact number, but they said that it was absurd for an individual to do, where she got so many registered black voters. Like it was insane the amount of registered. That's what I'm saying. That her personally went around and just was like, "Yo, we're gonna get you registered."
She was out there like a Jehovah's Witness, converting people. Hey, we need this.
So now that we discussed about the whole Capitol and the whole Trump thing, man, you guys don't think he's gonna get convicted?
No,
I don't think he's gonna get convicted. I don't believe that you could honestly, in a I don't even know what the burden of proof is in an impeachment, but I don't see how you could put the blame solely on him.
Based off of the conversations that I've been having with my friends that are Republican, whether they're just Republicans or like diehard Trumpsters, the conversations that I've had with them, man, is a lot of it is fear-based as far as how the election went. And what I mean by that is that they're like, bro, we might not see another Republican president for the next 14 years. Like they're saying like 12 years. They're like, it's going to be a while before we see another Republican president because of how divided Trump made the Republican Party.
I think it depends. I think it depends on how Joe does. I think it depends.
It's so funny. I was watching, I watch, what is it called? OWN. Is it called OWN?
Yeah.
News Network. So I randomly watch OWN.
That's Oprah Winfrey's network.
No. They're not OWN.
I know what you're talking about.
One American News.
I watch all of them just to see the different perspectives. One American News
or One American National, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I randomly watch it, and they were talking about that this morning, about how like they're calling it the new Republican or the new conservative class, and how it would eventually split, and
they want to get away from the current Republican Party.
No, they were basically saying a little bit of
he split the party up a lot.
His views may have split the party, and they're
because he's not a tradition. Nothing about him is conservative.
That's funny. I
don't know nothing about his life and the way he's lived for 75 plus years is anything about it is conservative. So like that's why it's crazy when you think about it.
I mean, I think there may be another Republican president, but I think it's going to be few and far between.
Well, that's what they said. They said it's going to be. A lot of the friends that I spoke with, they were like, "Bro, it's going to be a while before you see another Republican."
I just think it depends. Is Joe going to come through with a lot of the things that he promised, and are people of color going to be satisfied?
I don't even know if it's Joe.
Those things.
I just think the younger people are more liberal than in the past.
Know. I feel like I know just as many conservative people
and then
young.
I also feel as if people from major metropolitan areas are moving to other states, are moving to Texas.
A lot of people from California,
Florida are moving to. You know what I'm saying?
But that might be leaving because they don't like the way Californians run more. So
yeah, but that's happening. Taxes and things of that nature and all that good stuff. But I think those kind of things are going to flip states like Georgia, was just flipped. If that shit happens in like Texas, it's over. Like it's over. You will never be another Republican president again.
Well, that's the fear.
It's over.
That's the fear.
But see, I think my thing is I think that liberals and Democrats like have to hold Joe Biden accountable for the things that he's. So to me, like it just can't be we call it scratch and sniff situations where 4 years comes down the line and we're like, oh yeah, maybe Joe Biden doesn't want to be president, but Kamala Harris wants to be president. Like, are you guys doing the things that you said you were going to do?
Of course.
To get in office? Like, people just can't. I would like people not to just vote blindly.
And no, and that's the thing about me, and this is what I tell everybody. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're a Democrat." I'm like, "No, I'm not a Democrat. I'm actually independent, and I go based off of my beliefs and my views on what the individual is saying and what they're talking about. Like, I would vote Republican if there was a Republican that was more in line with my views and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not someone that's just opposed or someone that's saying I'm strictly this and I'm only going to go with this. Like, you said,
I'm a moderate.
I feel like you have to, exactly what you said, get voted in because of the policies that you want to implement and actually follow through with them. And that's kind of what sways my vote on.
Like Chris Rock said, man.
Fuck is this shit?
Chris Rock said, man, I'm conservative about guns, liberal about prostitution.
Hey, you figure.
But that's hypocrisy, man. That's hypocrisy. Bro.
It's not hypocrisy.
I think it's very difficult to be on one side.
It's different.
No, but what I'm saying when I say hypocrisy,
blindly everything.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean about hypocrisy. That people will say that they believe in this and that, but then behind closed doors or behind whatever it is that they do, different things that they're like, but you know what I'm saying?
Because it's not a one size fits all. If you're a fiscal conservative who believes in the Second Amendment and is very driven on the Constitution, but you may be pro-choice, you may be pro-LGBTQ. I don't know if I'm missing a letter. So like you can be, I think, a lot of different things, and especially like as Joanne says, like as the youth is getting more conservative, more liberal. Like there are a lot of liberals that hold some conservative views.
Why do you think
we're all pro-gun?
Why do you think they're getting more liberal?
We're all pro-gun though.
I just think we live in a society where
the world's more progressive.
The world's far more progressive.
Why do you guys think that?
Because just
internet. It's the internet. It's got to be the internet.
But the internet, just understanding the things that are getting passed, the laws that are getting passed, the social norms that were not necessarily social norms when we were kids. Now we're having this gender identity.
It's a push to
these things that are
when you have an overall push towards equality. You're going to become more liberal because you're going to become more accepting of other certain things. Like now, when we were growing up, it was very like strange, not strange, but it was very like taboo to see like a gay man.
I'd see that.
Yeah.
But now, like, it's just part of our lives. We work with gay people. Yeah. We see, like, it's just normal. Mm-hmm. So, like, there's not really a stigma to it. Like, I don't look at a gay man and think somebody goes, "Oh, he's
there's
gay."
a push towards,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Gender identity, like using the right pronouns. Like, there's a push towards that. That's crazy. Now, like, I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong, but
there's a hard push against it too.
There's a hard push against it. But when
Chappelle's
I was
show wouldn't be able to survive right now.
13 years old,
in 2020.
But you see, like, on people's LinkedIn profiles, people that are heterosexual with the he, him, she, because they're like, oh, we're allies towards the LG. So like you can see overall, like it's a push for equality, and I'm for that. Like I believe in equality. Equality of outcome is never gonna happen, but I believe in equality and fairness. So life's not fair, but the
life doesn't have to be fair.
The most fair we can get.
Yeah.
The rules need to be fair. The rules we play by need to be fair. Yeah. Life isn't fair, but the rules we play by need to be fair. Yeah.
So transition to a little bit of the sports talk that we wanted to talk to about. Do you guys think players are going to start visiting the White House again?
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
So it was strictly because of
absolutely 100%.
But I mean, we're also talking. That's just basketball, football, because those are the only two sports that like really held a stand.
Both of those sports are 70%.
Yeah, it's just basketball, football. I believe like the baseball teams went to the White House.
So
hockey teams went to the White House. Like,
so who will be visiting in the NBA? Who will be visiting the White House?
Lakers in 5
versus who in the East? Who's coming out the East?
Who gives a fuck? Pick a number.
Do you guys believe with the new with the Blockbuster Trade for James Harden that the Nets will make it to the finals?
They better. With Kyrie, KD, and Harden.
Kyrie's on.
He's on leave right now. Emotional leave right now.
What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this guy?
I think it's going to be very difficult for them to beat.
Who beats them? Milwaukee?
Like Milwaukee.
You think Boston's a better team? Obviously, they don't have better individuals, but do you think they're a better team?
I think Boston's a better team, but Boston's missing something. They're
missing a closer.
But
I think Tatum and Brown are too young.
They need a big man too.
They're probably
they're a couple years away.
They're probably too
from
young.
being like prime time. It's
Get a
game
bucket
6. I need a bucket. Minute left.
I think the Nets get out the East.
They're missing something.
I think the Nets get out the East.
I think they're definitely favored to get out the East, but the thing is, they're going to be pulling 10-day contracts, people off the street.
They have to pull people off the street, and that's the
They're
problem.
going to pull people off the street.
They have a couple.
But the thing is, you
minimums.
guys play basketball, man. You know that the team that usually wins is the team with the best player on the team, and KD is going to be the top player in the East.
That isn't. I don't think that means anything. I don't think that says something.
But what do you mean top player?
The best player in the East. He's the best player in the East.
The rest of your roster,
Kevin Durant,
is bad. After
and then
KD,
they just got the MVP, the 3-time scoring champ. Come on, man.
The rest of their roster
and
is
Dinwiddie
bad.
tore his ACL too.
They're bad,
right? Dinwiddie's out, right?
Yes.
He tore his ACL.
You can't name another person on their roster that's worth
Don't matter.
worth the hand. That don't matter.
3-time
that
scoring
matter.
title. James Harden.
You only have one ball. Though.
You want them to play 40 minutes a game? You want them all to play 40 minutes a game every game?
They're going to have to.
You want to know what that's going to do?
Buckets.
You know what that's going to do?
I think for them, they just need to get in position to get in the playoffs, and then
that's going to wear you down.
Then start playing 40 minutes. They don't need to be playing 40 minutes a night in the regular season.
They have to play 40 minutes a night in the playoffs. Everyone is going to have to play 40 minutes a night.
And I think in the
playoffs, that's fine.
And I think if they go against the Lakers,
they're going to have to manage themselves in the regular season.
Their second unit, you can't name a person on their second
There's
unit.
no second unit.
They don't have one.
One of those three
That's
players has to be on the floor at all times.
You know what's crazy? I think they take the Lakers 7.
One of those three
and the
players,
Lakers win in 7.
One of those three players have to be on the floor at all times.
This is what happened.
They don't have a second
when
unit.
Cleveland didn't have
Karis
anybody.
LeVert was the second unit.
When Cleveland didn't have anybody and they put the bench in, and the fucking team would come back every time.
Of course,
every time. And then you got to stick LeBron in.
That's why LeBron was playing 45 minutes a night.
And that's what these guys are going to have to do. That's going to be painful.
Brown was playing damn near 40 minutes a night in the playoffs.
Bron's a specimen, though.
No, but I'm saying these dudes is younger. Y'all better pull your weight.
One of them's a drunk. The other one goes way too hard.
This man called him a drunk.
And the other one just came towards Achilles. Goodness gracious, man. This is a lot to ask of 3 individuals. That man is a drunk. He's drunk.
They got 3 though. They got 3 killers on offense. As long as one of them can be on the floor at all times, I think you can weather some games.
You can weather some games with deep rosters like Miami and Boston and Milwaukee. You can weather some games. You got to weather 3 series like that. Do you understand that?
No. We're not weathering a series. They're gonna have to play.
You gonna have to weather series like that.
When you get to the playoffs, they're gonna have to play.
Like that right there.
They're gonna have to play.
That right there is gonna
heavy minutes.
That right there is gonna take it.
Maybe Kevin Durant. I can't play Kevin Durant 40 minutes.
That's the one you have to play 40 minutes.
No, because James Harden will get you buckets.
They're gonna both dribble the ball.
Harden will get you buckets.
No one's gonna be in sync then. No one's gonna be in sync.
That man, what are you in sync? He had 14 assists yesterday.
Yeah,
that was we had 32, 14, 11.
32, 12, and 14.
Yeah. Did you just hear that? He just
What?
said if KD's you'd have to say KD. So if he's sitting KD,
Well, I don't think
They don't have to
play,
be. They don't both have to be on the court all the time at the same time.
If he's resting KD,
Yes.
then you're gonna have Harden and fucking Kyrie on this court at the same time. No one's getting assists there. No one. Like they're not passing
James
the ball to
Harden's guy had 14 assists.
He's not. Who's gonna pass the ball to? Kyrie. Kyrie's gonna dribble. Who's gonna pass? Kyrie ain't shooting it.
He was getting to the basket, making open shots for other people.
He was making open shots for who?
I think because of the narrative.
For the other people on the team, I don't even know them.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because there was one person with 40.
Yeah, KD stood at the.
So he was passing the ball to KD. But if KD's not in the game, who's he passing the ball to? Kyrie. If he passes the ball to Kyrie, guess who's gonna? They dribble.
I think the narrative that you're saying. I think James Harden hears it, and I think he's going to say, "I'm going to show everybody." And I think he's going to average 12 to 13 assists a game.
He may, because Kyrie Irving definitely ain't doing it.
If Kyrie's playing, he's not averaging 12 to 13 assists. If Kyrie's playing, he's not averaging 12 to 13.
I don't know what Kyrie's assist numbers are, but they're not high.
They're 9. They're 7.
He's a scorer.
They're 7, 8, 9. But again, who's bringing up the ball to do this? Who's bringing up the ball to do this?
Harden.
James Harden's bringing up the ball. So now Kyrie's playing off on it too.
Yeah, I'm playing Kyrie off the ball.
Oh man.
I'm playing Kyrie.
This sounds
Kyrie
awful.
played off the ball with LeBron.
Awful.
Kyrie played off the ball with LeBron.
This sounds awful. No, when LeBron was in, he would bring up the ball. When LeBron was in, he would bring up the ball. Absolutely.
Kyrie played off the ball a lot.
Absolutely.
Kyrie played off the ball a lot.
When LeBron was playing with Kyrie, that's the only time he didn't have the ball bringing the ball up the court.
I'm not talking about bringing up the ball. I'm talking about he played off the ball.
Those years.
So who wins the East?
Okay.
Who is it? Before we move on, who wins the East?
No fucking clue.
I mean, I would put my money on the Nets.
Me too. I say that.
But
and I'm a Heat fan,
think-
and the Heat are deep. Like you said, the roster's deep.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough one though. It definitely made the East interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a foregone conclusion that the Clippers will probably play the Lakers and losing 6 in the conference finals.
Now we're gonna transition to Joey's topic, man. Hot take over here. Joey, who you got taking number 1 pick, man? Jaguars.
I don't know. They should take Justin Fields or trade a pick. That's what I.
So you don't believe that they should take Trevor Lawrence?
I don't believe they should.
Trevor Lawrence, the only person who's had a grade in the realm of Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, and John Elway in the history of grading quarterbacks coming out of college.
Absolutely. That is. But if the Ravens were choosing number 1.
But that grade is basically you're saying it's a can't miss guy.
If the
Jaguars.
If the Ravens were choosing number 1 with Greg Roman as their offensive coordinator, would they take Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Okay, but so what does that matter? That doesn't make a difference. It's you prove my point. It's all about the system. You prove my point right there. Thank you.
So an Urban Meyer system.
But can Urban Meyer afford not to take Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, because I came in there. Yeah, I just got there. Yeah. What am I have to?
What can Justin Fields do that Trevor Lawrence can't?
Run.
He's a better athlete.
Better athlete. Much better athlete. Take a hit.
You don't think Trevor Lawrence can run at all?
No, I think he can run.
I mean, he's a decent athlete. He's not as good as an athlete as.
I don't think.
I don't agree with that. But you don't think he could run Urban Meyer's offense?
No. I don't think
I wouldn't want him to run. Urban Meyer,
thank you.
Not at 6'5".
Not at that grade.
Long, lanky run. I don't want a 6'5" man run his own reads.
They gave him Peyton Manning grade and Andrew Luck grade. Them motherfuckers don't run.
Pocket passers. Yeah.
Nowhere.
Andrew Luck was pretty damn athletic.
Yes, he was.
240 pounds, 6'4"
They don't
quarterback.
Run no fucking way.
But he never ran his own read in his life. I'm pretty sure.
So you don't have that wow factor if they take Justin Fields. You're not gonna be like, what the fuck?
No, because I think
the only. I don't believe that. I don't know necessarily, but I believe the only way that Justin Fields would have went number 1 in the scenario is for Urban Meyer to have been the coach. Any other coach, Trevor Lawrence is a guarantee. I think it's a 50-50 now.
But
so you got Fields going number 1 then?
I know. I either have Fields. I have them taking Fields or them dropping in the draft. What they should do is drop in the draft. That's what I would.
And you think Fields will still be available?
And I think Fields will still be available. That's what I would.
Depending on how far do you think they can drop?
Of course, but I can drop anywhere. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe need quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
The Falcons, the
Falcons need a quarterback?
The Falcons need a quarterback. The Falcons are going to get rid of Matt Ryan. I love Matt Ryan. He's one of my co-captain, all that good stuff. BC, yeah. The Falcons are getting rid of Matt Ryan. Do you think? Or they're drafting someone to get rid of Matt to replace him.
But do you think that's warranted?
Do I think what's warranted?
Matt Ryan not being on Atlanta Falcons?
No.
Or do you think it's just an organizational decision to move on from a 35-year-old?
Absolutely. I think that's it. Do I think it's warranted? No, he's still playing at a high level. What they should do is they should draft a quarterback and maybe groom him. And
you know what's crazy? That you said that I like that play. It's risky, but I like it.
It's risky as hell
to say let's trade out and wait till Justin Fields drops to us.
It's risky.
It just depends on where you can trade to. I'm sure other people have Justin Fields very high on their board.
But what we're talking about here is we're talking about a coach who doesn't have anything to lose.
I like it.
He doesn't He's probably never going to get another shot to coach in the NFL again. Who cares? He can go back to college football, and everybody in college football wants him. I go in there. I literally, if I'm Urban Myers,
you're rolling the dice.
I take this interview saying that. Like, what the hell?
You gotta play with what you know,
and he has to play with everything
that offense.
He knows.
Like I don't see
everything he knows.
I guess you can adjust it because what's his face from Oregon? That he did
Mariota?
That. No. The
Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly. He adjusted it for Nick Foles because he always had a running quarterback.
He adjusted it for
Nick Foles had a good year that year. It was like 27-2 or something. And 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
And where's Chip Kelly now?
He's at UCLA.
He back in college football.
I'm just saying. Though.
You want to know why?
You can make adjustments
because he should have just drafted fucking Marcus Mariota. What the hell was he thinking? What the fuck was he thinking? Again, he should have drafted Marcus Mariota. I don't know why. Doesn't make sense. But guess what? Now you're coaching the UCLA Bruins, and you're probably going to be out of coaching relatively soon because I don't think UCLA is any fucking good.
No, not very good.
So Urban Myers, guess what? This is your chance. This is your chance.
Jets.
Or go get Deshaun Watson. I mean, I'll fucking do that shit too.
Obviously, what T said, he said if Trevor Lawrence, if they take Fields and then Trevor Lawrence falls,
He falls to the Jets.
Sam Darnold, get out of here. We're taking
Or the Jets.
Yeah,
No,
but
or whoever
I
trades
think,
for the one.
I think they could get.
No, whoever trades one. They can get a
They
king's
can get
ransom.
They can get something for. Yeah, if they want to keep Darnold, because I don't think Darnold's a terrible player, but I mean, if I have the opportunity to take Trevor Lawrence, I'm taking him.
Would you take Fields?
If
the Jets,
if Lawrence is gone,
Lawrence goes Jaguars.
Absolutely,
you take Fields.
I think both of them are upgrade over Sam Darnold.
Out of here.
Yeah, I think both of those guys are an upgrade.
Who's the coach there now? He's the defense.
Saleh from the 49ers.
Yeah, he does. I mean, that's going to be an organizational decision because he don't know how to coach offense anyways.
Man, if he should go get whoever's the coordinator in San Fran. He should be bringing them over there with him, and they should be running the same system. And then I would draft Trevor Lawrence, or I would. But
what's his face? Shanahan calling the players.
Yeah, I'm talking about whoever's the quarterback coach, whoever how that do. Sean Payton's that calls the plays, but Pete Carmichael's the coordinator. All the same thing. Whoever's that coordinator, come on, buddy. You're coming.
So the best play would be.
You're gonna make him a coordinator too. What?
I'm gonna make him a coordinator. I'm gonna make him a coordinator over here. He probably won't leave. Yeah. Quarterback coach, whoever the quarterback coach is. Come on. One of you guys. Come on.
Best play is to just trade that pick then for Urban Meyer.
I think the best play for Urban Meyer is to trade that pick, but it is so risky. It's so risky, but I think it'd be risky for any other coach or any other organization. I don't think it's risky because they hired this coach. Now, if they would have hired the guy from Kansas City, or if they would have hired anyone else outside of Urban Myers, Trevor Lawrence is the number one pick. Anyone else, I don't care who it is. Yeah, with the exception of some college coaches. But once you get Urban Myers, shit, everything's a wild card. Everything. We don't have to. We're not lying on it. We're not laying on this shit. You bought into Urban Myers. You bought into that clap shit.
So let me ask you,
zone read shit. You bought that. It's the product you bought.
Say they trade the pick, and they trade the pick. Maybe they're not high. Maybe he has some inside information. He's not high on Justin Fields, or maybe Justin Fields goes before. What's your solution at quarterback for the Jaguars? What would be your solution? If Justin Fields is gone, Trevor Lawrence is gone.
I mean, you go get somebody out there. Whoever's out there, I don't know. Bring Dwayne Haskins in. I don't know who the fuck you bring in. That's not an option. We're gonna get a quarterback. We're not dropping that far.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying though. Who to run Urban Meyer's system?
We're getting a quarterback. We're either getting Justin Fields or we're getting Trevor Lawrence. We're getting a quarterback.
But I'm saying if he trades out.
If he trades out, we're getting Justin Fields.
But what if Justin Fields gets drafted?
Yeah, he gets drafted. What do you go get Cam?
There's no way Justin can get drafted. If I'm trading out,
you're making sure it's teams in front of you already have quarterbacks.
You're not going to have the first. If you trade out, you're not going to have the first pick. You're not going to have the second pick.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, if they go 1-2,
I'm banking on Justin Fields not being. Justin Fields not going to be the second. The Jets are not taking Justin Fields. No one's going to take Justin Fields any higher than 5, with the exception of Urban Meyer. No one. No one.
There's speculation that the Jets, that the Jets might take him at 2.
There's no speculation of that.
No?
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
No.
Staying on a football topic, do we ever think Eric Bieniemy is going to get a head coaching job?
Yeah, he's taking the Houston job. Any other questions?
Foregone conclusion?
Yeah, I bet.
Are you just saying that because Deshaun Watson probably told him, if y'all don't hire this man, I'm leaving?
That's exactly why. I bet.
You don't think Deshaun Watson? Would you guys trade for Deshaun Watson, Tua, and a couple picks for Deshaun?
I would.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
You got 2 first-round picks this year. I trade both of them for Tua and Tua. Now, I don't know if I give up.
For Deshaun Watson, right?
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson costs $40 million.
He does.
You're handcuffing your entire franchise.
What's Flores do with Deshaun?
Nothing. What do you mean? If he
if he gets him, if he gets him,
yeah. If he get him, they'll do well. They'll do well. Of course they will.
Flores, see, this is the thing. I don't know. Flores more defensive minded, offensive minded.
He's a defensive coach.
He's defensive.
I just think it's a cap situation. They fired him, Chan Gailey.
They just fired him? I thought he left. He left though, right?
Left, fired, however you want to put it.
All right, so this we got football coming up right now. We got the Bucks and the Saints. I know you guys got a little bet going on right now. Who you guys got? I want some predictions too.
I got the Buccaneers.
Bucks.
Not even a fair question to ask me.
How many yards and touchdowns, Brady?
He'll probably throw for 275, 3 TDs.
That's fine.
Brees, how many? What you got for him?
305, 4 TDs.
300 yards, 4 touchdowns.
You act like that's like
this guy.
You act like that's rare.
This guy's a homer.
Oh, 100%.
You act like that's rare.
I'm gonna tell you the only reason why
The guy
I
has
got my money
400
on
touchdowns
the
in his career.
Buccaneers is
You
because
act like that's rare.
it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season.
It's hard
so
to beat
I'm just hoping.
It's hard to beat a team twice in a season. Listen, you just changed the narrative. All you did is move the goalposts, son. Because every other saying is it's hard to beat a team twice.
They beat them twice.
It's hard
already.
so you changed the narrative. So you changed the goalposts. The saying is it's hard.
I didn't make the goalposts. I didn't change it.
The saying is it's hard to beat a team twice. They already beat a team twice. So no, it's the saying is it's hard to beat a team 3 times.
What's the final score? Final score.
This is saying a lot to a little.
Final score.
A lot to a little.
24-21.
Shit.
Tampa.
Shit.
Score.
It's a 14-point game. 35-21. This is a 14-point game.
35-21. This guy's a homer,
game.
bro.
This shit is
You
a
want to put money on the 14 point?
No.
This guy's a homer.
14-point spread.
All right, Browns and Chiefs.
Son. Another blowout. Fuck blowout. A lot to a little. 40-10.
40-10.
Unless something crazy happens, like happened
40 to
against the
10.
Steelers, it's gonna get ugly for them.
What the hell?
Really?
Yeah,
Even if they control the ball running and they control the clock, because that's what I would do. I would run the ball and control the clock, bro, and make sure the ball is not in Pat Mahomes' hands.
You can't when they score 3 touchdowns and you down by fucking 3.
But you don't let it get to that, man. You just hold that rock.
Unless some voodoo,
Let me tell you something.
unless
That
some
play
voodoo
clock.
happens that happened in
Don't let it get to
Pittsburgh,
that.
I don't see it
I'm
happening.
telling Baker Mayfield,
let it
hey,
get to
you don't
that.
say hike until that play clock's at 1, bro.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, and if they're down 3 touchdowns, you know that's all. That's when Baker start making mistakes.
He starts throwing
Down 3
interceptions.
touchdowns.
That's when you start
That's
making
all.
Final
mistakes.
score
A lot
on that
to a
one?
little. Like
40-10, you said?
some
They're
shit.
not scoring 40.
I'd say
they're not scoring 40.
They're not scoring 40. The Chiefs are not
I'd say
scoring 40.
31-14.
Which might as well be 40-10. Which might as well be 40-10. 40-10, man. They scoring 40.
30,
This shit's gonna be a rout.
31.
This shit's not gonna be
31-14.
fun. This shit's gonna be a rout. A rout.
Who's winning the Super Bowl?
I can't. I don't make that prediction.
Come on, dog. Who's winning the
I
Super
don't
Bowl?
make that prediction.
Who's winning the Super Bowl? I got A-Rod.
They look good.
I got A-Rod,
They
bro.
look good last night.
I got the pack. I got the pack winning
They
it all.
look good
They
last
look good
night. They
last
won
night.
by like fucking 10. They won
Yeah,
by
they look-
10,
they look good.
and they beat a team.
I think they won 32-18.
They beat a
I think
team.
They won by two touchdowns.
They won by 2 touchdowns, and they beat a team that's limping. They beat a limping team by 2 touchdowns. A limping team by 2 touchdowns.
still beat
and
them,
that team had 2 chances to tie the score or go ahead.
and didn't do it.
Yeah, well, they're limping. They have a quarterback who's playing with 9 fingers. They have the best defensive player on earth that's
They do.
ever walked Earth, and he looks
Ever walked
that's
Earth?
ever walked Earth.
He's the best defensive player in NFL history, Aaron
in
Donald.
NFL history.
Wow.
That's ever walked Earth. He's the best.
Wow.
player
Hot take
ever
alert.
walk
Best
Earth
defensive player in NFL history.
ever.
Better than Lawrence Taylor.
Better than Lawrence
Better
Taylor.
than Deion Sanders.
Better than Deion Sanders.
Better than Ray Lewis.
Oh, Ray Lewis
Better
doesn't
than
stand
Ed
a
Reed.
chance. Or Ed Reed don't stand a chance. Ed Reed and Ray Lewis don't stand a chance.
Better than
Ed Reed and Ray Lewis don't stand a chance.
Reggie White.
Listen, first of all, if we're gonna debate this shit, you can only debate it with 2 people: Deion and fucking Lawrence. They're
He's
the only
better
2
than
people you
Lawrence.
can- Absolutely.
You know Lawrence Taylor won an MVP, right?
I do know Lawrence Taylor won an MVP.
He won an
I do
NFL
know.
MVP.
He won an NFL MVP during a time where they weren't really throwing the ball and shit of that nature.
But he still won an NFL.
Yeah, he won. Yeah,
Like
So,
people regard him as the
Aaron-
best player in football.
Aaron Donald will never win an MVP simply because of that fact. They
Yeah.
don't throw the ball and stuff. They throw the ball. And
So you
give high
stand
numbers
by.
and
He's
shit
the
of that
best defensive player in
nature. He's
NFL
the best
history.
defensive player in
Just
NFL
because of what?
history.
His NFL, his defensive player of the year
Have you
was?
seen it?
I've seen him.
Have you seen him?
I've seen him.
Do I need to run off his accolades? As if
but-
they, I don't say but. He has
You know,
he has 100
in-
sacks already.
In big playoff games.
He has in big playoff games. He shows up. He didn't show up
does?
last night. No, you want
was
to see
hurt.
his
He was
last
hurt.
week playoffs game?
He was
His last
hurt.
year playoff games?
They say
Do
he
we-
tore
do we need to go
8-8.
there?
They say he was
Do you want to
playing
see what he
with-
did last?
Did he?
What did he do last week?
He showed up like Lawrence Taylor showed up in
He
the
had
playoffs?
2 or 3 sacks last week.
Did he show up like Lawrence Taylor?
He had
showed
2 or
up?
3 sacks.
Did he
last
show up
week?
like
Yes.
Lawrence Taylor showed up?
Last week? Yes.
Lawrence Taylor is a 2-time Super Bowl champion, and most of the reason is because of him.
Lawrence Taylor is, of course, absolutely.
It's because of him.
The Giants had a good team.
But it's because of him.
Did
though.
the Giants have a good team? Because there's like 5 Hall of Famers on that team.
Really?
Do you want to talk about
Name
it?
the Hall of Famers on
Gary
the Giants
Carson,
team. Uh-huh.
Phil Simms.
Phil Simms is a Hall of Famer?
I believe so.
You want to put money on that?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Phil, I believe
He's not a Hall of
Phil
Famer.
Simms not in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Hey, I have a hot
might
take
be
question.
lying on
Hey, I have a hot take question for you
You might
guys.
be lying on that one.
Will Lamar Jackson ever win a Super Bowl?
No.
It's not.
No.
Of course not.
No.
Never.
No. He hasn't progressed throwing the football. I don't. Everyone keeps telling me about great. He runs. He's a great athlete. Again, I watched the game. He hasn't developed as a passer.
God, Phil Simms sucks.
Is it maybe because he doesn't have a wide receiver, a true number one?
He does have receivers.
He doesn't have a true number one. Cut it out. Marquise Brown is not a
He's
true
not a
number one.
great thrower.
His number one is Mark Andrews.
He's not a great thrower of the football.
His tight end.
And he probably never will be a great thrower of the football. He'll never be Patty Mahomes. And yes, go ahead and say, Tyron, I know you were right. Phil Simms is not a Hall of Famer. And no one on his offense was
actually sucks.
Yeah, he wasn't a great player. One of the years they won a Super Bowl, their backup quarterback was the reason why they won it.
Phil.
This guy said Phil Simms.
Phil, you're on TV way too much.
This guy said Phil Simms.
You're on TV way too much for this.
And they didn't have any Hall of Fame offensive players. Him and Harry Carson, I think. Maybe. Did they have a tight end that was a Hall of Famer? Maybe.
Goodness.
But
this is ugly.
Yeah. So Lawrence Taylor was single-handedly dragging his team to Super Bowls.
I'm not. Is Aaron Donald not? Is Aaron Donald not?
Aaron Donald has a Super Bowl ring?
No, but he's dragging them to Super Bowls.
He did go to one.
He's dragging
Yeah,
them.
he went to one.
He went to
7 Pro Bowls, 5 All Pros, Rookie of the Year.
Aaron Donald?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, he's a great player. He's one of the greatest defensive players ever. I'm just saying,
want?
I've never heard someone say he's the greatest defensive player.
He's
Like, we're not even going to put.
2-time defensive MVP.
Okay, so is Lawrence Taylor.
How
And
many-
NFL MVP.
How many defensive MVPs does Lawrence Taylor have?
He has 2, I think.
Shit, this kid has 2 already.
So what?
What the fuck you mean? So what?
So what? Hold on. How many?
What the fuck you mean so much?
How many defensive player of the years does J.J. Watt have?
2, 3.
He has 3.
2 or 3.
Does that make him better than
I
J.J. Watt?
think he would be. I think he's close.
He's better than Lawrence Taylor.
I think he's close. I don't think he's better. But
Is he better than Aaron Donald?
no.
Oh, okay.
Fuck no.
Well, it's no for him, but it's not no for Lawrence Taylor.
Oh no, because
J.J. Watt can't wipe Lawrence Taylor's ass.
Aaron Donald's gonna get to that. Aaron
So
Donald's gonna get
what?
to 3.
So what?
He's gonna get. He may get to 4.
So he might.
That fucking he might got 3 this year. This might be 3.
He'll probably win this year.
Oh shit! So what the fuck we talking about? They got 3.
So that makes him better than. So how
It makes him better than Lawrence Taylor. It makes
wait.
him better than Lawrence Taylor because the way he's affecting the game. He's affecting the game from the 3 technique. He's affecting the game from the 3 technique, bro.
Time out.
That's crazy.
So what is
That's
an
crazy.
MVP worth?
Oh,
A league MVP.
oh, everything.
How many defensive player of the years is that worth?
2.
Okay. So when he gets to 5, let me know.
No, son, no. That's
Come
unfair.
on,
That's
man.
completely unfair.
It's unfair to compare
unfair.
that man to Lawrence
That's unfair.
Taylor.
How?
Man. Everybody
How?
know that man
How?
was the baddest man on the planet.
That's unfair.
He's the reason a left
To
tackle
give
is
him-
making $15-20 million a year.
Well, shit. Aaron Donald's gonna make some guards for a
No, he
fuck ton of
ain't.
money.
No, he ain't.
You
Guards-
right.
no, he ain't. Guards
He's
still gonna be
depreciating the value.
He's depreciating
the
We can
value.
get anybody
That's
in
the
there. None of y'all
difference.
can block that man.
You're fucking right. Literally,
And nobody can block Lawrence
him.
Taylor.
So what?
Lawrence Taylor had 4 sacks in the
Swayze
playoff
got-
game with a separated shoulder.
So what?
I heard Aaron
My
Donald
man
play
just
with
had
with a torn pectoral yesterday.
Yeah, that's nice.
And he had 3 sacks last week.
He's a beast.
fuck we
I'm not
talking
saying
about?
he's
He
not a
had
beast.
hurt.
He's just
He
not
had
Lawrence,
3.
and he's not
You
Dion.
kidding me?
He's not prime either.
Bruh,
He's not prime.
You kidding? How many?
He's prime?
How many MVPs did Prime win?
None.
Right, then that Prime.
Oh, defensive player? Defensive? I think he won one.
Well, we're no longer talking about Prime in this conversation. Lawrence Taylor and Aaron Rodgers.
This
hands
is
down.
sacrilegious.
We're no longer talking about Prime.
Blasphemous.
You know
We're
what's
no
crazy?
longer talking about Prime.
Do you think?
We're no longer
Hey,
talking about Prime.
T.
So you're just basing it off how many NFL? You're just basing it off of defensive player of the year.
I'm hell yeah. That shit fucking.
No, what I'm saying, that's what you're basing.
That's a strong component.
Okay.
That is a strong.
You think he's being a homer?
So would you say that someone who's never won an NFL MVP at quarterback can't be in the conversation of greatest?
He can't.
So Drew Brees can't be in the conversation as greatest quarterback ever.
It's not that he can't be in a conversation. He's not the greatest quarterback ever. We're not going to sit here and say he is the greatest quarterback.
I'm learning a lot from you,
I've always
Joey.
said he's never been the greatest quarterback ever.
That's not a lie. That's a lie.
I just say it's hard to argue with him because he's 1 or 2 in every statistical category.
But he's never won an MVP.
He's never won an MVP. He's been
So he
shorted
shouldn't even
twice.
be in the conversation.
He's been short. No, because
So he can't get dressed in the same room as Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
no. He can get dressed in there.
Or Joe Montana.
No, he can get dressed in there.
He can get dressed in there.
he can get dressed
He's
in
gonna put their shoes on.
Yeah,
For
no.
You can't move the goalposts.
They all got a locker. It's just their locker's bigger than his. They all got a locker.
You know what I'm
They all
noticing?
got a
Hey,
locker
T,
room.
They
T.
get dressed before, and then
You know
Drew
what
comes in after.
You know what I'm noticing about Joey? Joey's a homer. You're a homer, Joey.
guy's a homer.
He's a homer.
They all got a
Guys,
locker room.
and I want you to know, Joel Hahn played with Drew Brees and Aaron Donald. That's why he's saying
he's
these
a
things.
homer.
I am not-
That's why he's saying.
That's why I'm over
these
here
things.
in silence,
Now,
in shock.
I will give him the legitimacy of saying Aaron Donald is one of the 5 best defensive players I've ever
Aaron
seen in my
Donald
life.
is the- Aaron
100%. He's one of the 5 best defensive players I've
Aaron
ever seen.
Donald. Oh God.
But
man,
woo,
come on.
We just
But
gonna dismiss. We're just dismissing Lawrence Taylor.
We're not-
dismissing Reggie White.
Reggie White, no chance.
Reggie White played defense tackle and
I don't give a fuck.
and DN. He had 198 sacks.
I don't give a shit what Reggie.
He had
White was.
198
I
sacks.
don't give a shit what Reggie was. I don't give a damn what he played.
198.
I don't give a damn what he.
Aaron Donald won't get close to that.
I mean,
Ooh, he might get close to that.
bro, your boy got 8 All-Pros.
Ooh.
My man got 7 already.
Ooh.
Lawrence.
So what? Lawrence was sniffing cocaine.
That ain't my problem, son. That ain't my problem, son.
He has, how much? Hold on. How many All-Pros is the MVP worth?
What do you mean?
How many All-Pros is the MVP worth?
1.
It's worth one.
Pros? What do you mean?
It's worth one.
I don't understand the question.
So
re-ask me the question.
Equivalent.
If me and you have a resume, right, and both of us have an All-Pro, and you have an MVP, right? How much is that MVP worth?
The MVP is way more than an All-Pro.
Exactly.
Like way more. What is that?
Exactly.
What I'm telling
Lawrence Taylor was the MVP of the National Football League.
It's easy to be the MVP of the National Football League in 1976.
First of all, it wasn't in 1976.
Whatever year it was.
Was Dan Marino playing football?
Who cares? Yeah. Probably.
He beat out quarterbacks. Is
Probably.
MVP.
So what? That doesn't mean.
Does Dan Marino have an MVP?
That's a quarterback award.
In 1980 something, did Dan Marino throw 48 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Did Lawrence Taylor win in 1980 something? 88 fucking MVP. No, he didn't win it that year.
He won it in Dan Marino's prime.
So what? It could have been a year.
He won it in John Elway's prime.
We already went through John Elway's shit. I'm not going through John Elway.
Does John Elway have an MVP?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not going through John Elway's shit. John Elway had MVPs with throwing 12 touchdowns. I don't want to hear that shit.
He had MVP throwing like 27.
Throwing like 17 of them motherfuckers. Who gives a shit? We're not going to have that argument. We're not going to have that argument.
When Aaron Donald wins an MVP,
we're not going to have that argument. He's never going to win an MVP.
How many other defensive players have won MVP in NFL history?
None. I'm pretty sure.
That's how special Lawrence Taylor is.
Lawrence Taylor.
I don't care about the time. He's the only defensive player in NFL history to win an MVP.
Lawrence Taylor won an MVP during a fucking 20 sack season. That shit's happened 3 times already. That's how.
First of all, they throw the football more.
But that's how irrelevant.
They throw the football.
But that's how irrelevant.
But they throw the football more.
But do you understand?
You have more chance to get a sack now than you did back then. True.
Do you understand? That's how irrelevant.
Do you have more sacks? Do you understand? Do you have more chance to get a sack now or back then?
How many people have 20 sack seasons? How many people? It's like fucking 5 people.
That's fine.
6 people, and none of them won an MVP. You want to know why they won an MVP?
But the
because
point
the game has changed.
But the point is, that's just sacks, right?
The game
you
has
still
changed.
get hits on
That's
quarterback.
the only time
First
he
of
won
all,
MVP.
he's being disingenuous because he knows when you play football, you can affect the game beyond just getting sacks. He's getting pressure. Everyone watched that season and said, you know what?
When did he win an MVP?
I don't know what year it was.
He won an MVP in 1980. He won an MVP in 1986.
All the writers watched that man play and said, he's the best player in football.
He won an MVP in 1986.
He's the best player in football.
He won an MVP in 1986. He had 20 and a half sacks. That's 20 and a half sacks has been eclipsed by like 3 different people already.
That's fine.
Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't hold weight anymore. Over time, it's devalued.
Of course it holds weight because he had a whole bunch of other plays where he probably had 15 holding calls. He probably got another 25 pressures. He probably got another 15 TFLs. All those things happen in the defensive line.
I don't give a fuck.
True or false?
I don't.
So we're just a defensive lineman. Only sacks is the only thing.
That's the only thing that fucking matters. Tyrone, you know that. Sacks and forced fumbles. Sacks and forced fumbles are the only thing that matters.
Because people watched the tape and said he's the best player in football.
What D lineman do you know is great that doesn't get sacks and fucking forced fumbles? Don't worry. I'll wait.
What defensive lineman
that you would consider great? That you consider great? Great.
Vince Wilfork.
Great. Great.
Vince Wilfork.
Wasn't nowhere near great. He wasn't nowhere near fucking great.
He might go to the Hall of Fame.
He only played 2 downs. He wasn't nowhere near great. What the fuck are you talking about?
He played 3 downs.
Don't do that. But don't do that.
He'll probably be in the Hall of Fame.
You know I know football. He'll probably be in the Hall of Fame. He's been out of the league for more than 7 years.
Yeah, he'll probably get in.
So he's not getting in.
He'll probably get
in. Tyrone, you want to bet on it?
Richard Seymour's on the finalist list.
Do you want to bet on it?
I don't know if he's ever had more than 10 sacks.
Do you want to bet on it?
I don't know if he's ever had more than 10 sacks.
Vince Wilfork.
I don't know if Richard Seymour's ever had more than 10 sacks.
Vince will go Hall of Fame.
He'll never get in the Hall of Fame.
You don't think Vince Wilfork will go Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, he'll probably get in.
No, he won't.
He's on the finalist list.
I don't care.
He'll probably get in.
I don't care.
Okay.
Be in a finalist list. You can sit on a finalist list.
I mean, you thought Phil Simmons was a Hall of Famer.
I thought Phil Simmons was good.
They were way better players than Phil Simmons.
I didn't pay attention in 1985. Phil Simmons last year was 1992. I was like fucking 7.
Oh, okay, I'm just saying.
That's fine.
I'm just saying.
When you start looking it up, you say, that makes sense.
Listen.
But you're going to tell me Vince Wilfork's going to make it in Hall of Fame. You're crazy.
Statistics is one thing, okay?
It's devalued.
It's one thing.
It's devalued.
But when you're voting for the MVP, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever, right? Statistics are taken into account. But you see and you say to yourself, he was the best player. There will never be another defensive player to win MVP. I agree. Because the game has changed too much.
You can't say
there's
never.
a one of one. No, there will never be.
Too much.
Unless you have.
Don't say it's a one-on-one.
The only way.
If Lawrence Taylor played in this league with 20 and a half sacks, would he have won an MVP?
I mean, if he had the same,
I ain't ask you that, man. It's a yes or no question, man.
But
he 20.5 sacks. What do you want an MVP in this league today? Say that, man. Come on, don't give me this shit. Don't give me this shit.
It's a different league.
Tom Brady threw for 40 fucking touchdowns. You think 20 sacks is better than that?
But it's a different league.
All right. So what I'm telling you is Lawrence Taylor would never win.
But he won it in the time that he needed to win.
And he should have. He should have because during that time he was literally the best player in football. He was literally the best player in football. You absolutely. Yeah. He was doing things that other people have never seen. Yeah. We've never seen somebody get 20 sacks. We've never seen it. Yeah. Literally. So now we've seen 5 people get 20 sacks. Okay. So this shit happens.
But the game he changed the game.
This shit
True or
happens.
false?
I get he changed the game. So there's a lot of people who changed the game.
Not Aaron
What
Donald.
the fuck are we
Aaron
talking
Donald
about?
didn't change the game.
Aaron Donald has completely revolutionized who they're looking for as a 3 technique. Don't fucking say
more so than what
don't fucking say
more so than that 3-4 linebacker.
Absolutely. I don't even know a 3-4 linebacker with 20 fucking sacks. Name a 3-4 linebacker with 20 sacks. Name one, because they don't have those. Exactly. 3-4 linebackers don't get 20
Lawrence
sacks.
Taylor was the only one.
3-4. That doesn't mean regular DNs get it.
Yeah,
I know
Lawrence
4
Taylor
of those
wasn't a
motherfuckers.
defensive end.
I know 4 of them motherfuckers.
Lawrence Taylor wasn't a defensive end.
All that position does is change. Instead of standing up to 3-4, we put him down on a fucking.
Yeah, but he was a linebacker. He was a linebacker.
You're looking at the same.
But he was a
type of
linebacker
person.
though.
You're looking for the same. Type
but
of
he was a
person.
linebacker though.
Don't fucking give me this shit. You could cry all you want.
You gotta remember, he dropped.
Would he win?
He dropped in coverage a significant amount.
Would he win an MVP?
No, it's a different game.
No. Oh, okay then.
It's a different game.
So how do you expect Aaron?
Would Adrian Peterson win an MVP now? No.
Yes.
It's a different game.
Yes.
When was the last time a running back won an MVP? Adrian Peterson in what? 2009?
I think
Adrian Peterson run for 2,100 yards. Hell yeah, he winning it.
Hell, you ain't gonna run for 2,100. He gonna be in the argument. You ain't gonna run for 2,100.
Why not?
Because they don't run the ball enough.
Derrick Henry just ran for 2 bands.
Derrick Henry
ran
for 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran for 2,000 yards. He just ran
2 bands.
And is he gonna win an MVP?
No.
Okay.
You wanna know why? Because motherfuckers is throwing 40, 50 touchdowns.
Exactly.
Okay, but if you
so my point is, Adrian Peterson went with the year he won the MVP. He wouldn't win the MVP now.
Shit, you give Adrian Peterson 20.
He didn't run for 2,100.
Adrian Peterson 2,000 look a lot different than fucking Derrick Henry 2,000.
He didn't run for 2,100.
Adrian
ran for about the same amount of yards.
No, Adrian Peterson 2,000 looked damn different.
Yeah, because he was a generational talent.
So guess what? That's why you.
So that's my point. Everyone saw Adrian Peterson, same numbers as Derrick Henry, said he's the best player in football. They saw Lawrence Taylor and said he's the best player in football.
10 years.
They saw Drew Brees play for 20 years and never said he's the best player in football.
10 years. You can bring it back to Drew Brees all you want. We're gonna fucking keep it on the top. We're gonna keep it on the top.
It is not.
Aaron Donald is fucking going ham, and you over here acting.
I'm not saying
and you expect him to win MVP because fucking Lawrence.
I'm not saying. I said, what is the MVP worth? You're bringing up all pros. MVP's worth 3 all pros.
Taylor. What I'm saying is
MVP's worth 2 defensive players.
What I'm telling you is What I'm telling you is Aaron Donald has 10 more fucking years to fucking play, and he already has as many MVPs, as many defensive MVPs as Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, hey. I think I cut it off. No, I muted both of you so I can get a word in real quick. They're not gonna hear you. They're not gonna hear you. Your mic's not working. You're muted. Listen. The trump card is him winning a him winning a league MVP as a defensive player.
There's no fucking trump card. There's no trump card as a league MVP. You can't win a league MVP on a defensive player in this time frame. It all has to have context.
That's fine.
Tyrone. You know that.
It does have context.
You fucking know that.
I'm saying that you can't just dismiss Lawrence Taylor as the greatest defensive player ever.
I'm going to dismiss Lawrence Taylor as the greatest defensive player ever because when it's all said and done, Aaron Donald will have more All-Pros than him. He will have more Pro Bowls than him. He'll have more Defensive Player of the Years than him. And he will not. The only thing he will not have is an MVP. That's what it's going to be. All said and done, that's what's going to happen. He's already got more. He's already tied with defensive MVPs. He's already tied with All Pros.
So you're saying that if you have more All Pros than someone, automatically you're a better player.
If you have more All Pros and more defensive MVPs, your peers think you are better.
So if you have more All Pros, you're better.
The news think you're better. Yeah.
Deion Sanders has 5 All Pros. I'm pretty sure there's other defensive backs that have more than 5 All Pros. But no one ever said there was a better corner. I think Rod Woodson has more.
Corner?
But no one's ever going to say that Deion Sanders.
At corner?
I think Rod Woodson does.
You think? You're going to need to show me that one. Okay. And when people go top corners, they put Rod Woodson right after Deion.
Okay. So
when people go top corners, they put Rod Woodson after Deion.
I
know they do. You can think all you want.
Antonio Brown, I believe, has the same amount of All Pros as
I know you do.
Terrell Owens and Randy Moss, 5. So
possibly. And he had 5. He had 5 great years.
But is he better than them?
He had 5 great years.
Is he better than them?
He has more.
Is he better than them?
No, I would not say he's better.
Okay.
I would not say he's better. But
So having more All-Pros doesn't necessarily mean you're better.
But
Larry Fitzgerald has more All-Pros than Calvin Johnson. He wasn't a better player.
He also has more MVPs.
Wasn't a better player though.
He also has more.
But he wasn't a better player though.
But he also has more MVPs.
Who?
But Aaron Donald.
No, he has more defensive player. He doesn't have a league MVP.
He has more defensive player MVPs, which is the only thing that matters. You know that.
Lawrence Taylor has a
nobody cares
MVP.
about that. Yeah, but it's
no one cares
context.
about an MVP.
It's with context.
But he has a league MVP though.
Context.
He has a league MVP.
It can't happen now. It literally
doesn't matter
can't
if
happen.
it happened. It doesn't matter if it can't happen now. It happened. It's in history.
It's like fucking sitting here saying like Wilt Chamberlain or fucking one of those dickheads is the best NBA players because they fucking had. It's like saying Bill Russell is the best NBA player because he has fucking 13 championships. It's retarded because it's in fucking context. It's in context. You can't fucking do that shit.
This is a regular season MVP award.
You can't do that shit now. That type of shit won't happen now.
It doesn't matter if it will happen. It happened. It happened.
It doesn't make
it happened.
It happened during a different time frame.
That's fine.
Now players who went fucking John Elway with 20 touchdowns
you're telling me
is not winning an MVP.
Let me ask you a question.
He's not winning an MVP.
Do you think Lawrence Taylor in his prime could still get 20 sacks in this league?
No, 20 sacks consistently.
No one gets 20 sacks consistently. I'm saying,
could he have a 20 sack season?
Yeah. Possibly.
Yes, possibly.
Okay.
It happens.
Would Lawrence Taylor be a dominant defensive player in this league?
Yes.
Okay.
Would Aaron Donald be a dominant defensive player in 85?
Yeah.
Okay, so what the fuck the point is that? I don't know why. I don't know where you went in that circle. I don't know where you went in that circle.
Different eras. It doesn't matter. He's an all-time great player.
If Aaron Donald was in that circle, was in that time frame, would he have had a chance to win MVP?
Probably not, because he wouldn't have led his team to a championship.
Holy shit.
Lawrence Taylor was the best player on a two-time Super Bowl champion team. Two-time Super Bowl champion team.
I'm done.
Two-time Super Bowl champion team.
Episode 8
was the best player on a two-time Super Bowl. This man has extreme bias because he was teammates. Don't believe this man when it comes to Drew Brees or Aaron Donald because he was teammates with them. That's called bias, fellas.
And this is it.
That's called bias.
Hey, episode 8.
Episode 8. We had a lot of blasphemy. Come on. A lot of blasphemy.
It's a wrap, episode 8.
Unapologetic Gentlemen. We'll be back. Out of here.